Video talking about my top 5 most hated Duke players. What's up, guys? Tar Heel Will here, trying out my new mic. Not sure if it's going to do much difference or not, but we're going to see. But the video I want to come in today, a little short video talking about my top 5 most hated Duke players in my, lifetime, you can say. Number 5 would be Bobby Hurley. I don't know, something about him I just didn't like. Little scrappy little player, kid. He's that guy that was good, but you hated playing against him because he was going to guard you like you don't like being guarded. And he was just a little scrappy, just running his mouth. You know, he had another player on the team also that they were just some arrogant type players. But that was kind of, I was younger at that time, so I didn't pay much attention. But the fact that I hate him that much and I didn't pay much attention shows me that I probably would have hated him even more if I was all into it around there during that time. But coming in at number 4, Wojo. Him slapping the court and doing all that antics and running around and just, Wojo got on my nerves. Like, I disliked him. I would say Wojo was like the first one that really I hated. Like, I hated Bobby Hurley from before, but not like that because I wasn't invested in Bobby Hurley. But Wojo is the one who I got invested in. I hated everything about Wojo. Was he a decent player? Yes. If he was on my team, would I liked him? Possibly. But I don't know. I disliked him. Now, the second, or number 3 coming in would be Grayson Allen. Okay? Grayson be tripping. This fool, I didn't like him from the get-go when he came to Duke because I knew he was going to be a player that I didn't like coming into it. But he was just a cocky little kid, got away with a lot of stuff, started tripping people, and like legitimately was tripping people almost every single game and looking around like, you know, what do I do? So, I don't know. And he's continuing doing it in the NBA. So, it's not an accident anymore, Grayson. You're doing it. You're tripping. Coming in at number 2 would be probably, I would say, any Tar Heel fan out there. Probably these next 2 would probably be in this order or different, vice versa. There's only really 2 ways to do it. But I'd say number 2 would be J.J. Redick. But honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I might can move him to number 1. But let's just keep him at number 2 for the time being. Actually, no. I'm going to make a change right now. I'm going to downgrade this next person. So I'm going to move J.J. Redick to my number 1. So I'm not going to talk about J.J. yet. I'm going to talk about my number 2 right now, which will be Christian Laettner. Okay? I hated that guy. But again, like, I hated him, but I wasn't too much invested when he was playing because I was younger. But I still hate him. This shows me how much I would probably hate him. But here's a quick little story about Christian Laettner. The town I live in South Carolina, Christian Laettner's family live in. And his dad helped coach at the middle school. He wasn't a coach. He was an assistant in a way and helped when he came. And my stepdaughters at the time, divorced from now, so they were my ex-stepdaughters. But my stepdaughters at the time were playing on the middle school team. And they went to practice, and they would come back, and they kept yelling talking about this coach being mean to him, and he would not. And one of the daughters was real small. She was very athletic. She's playing in college sports now, but she was really small, and he thought that small kids couldn't play, so he wouldn't even let her. Like, the first 2 practices, he didn't even let her practice. It's from what she told me. But and then he got on to them a lot. I seen him yell at the whole team, but they would come home and say, Coach Leitner this, Coach Leitner. I was like, hold on, Coach Leitner. And they're like, yeah, they said he talks about his son all the time that played at Duke or something and was like one of the most famous players. And I was like, you talking about Christian Leitner? And they're like, yes. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was like, yeah, it makes sense why he's such a jerk, because Christian Leitner was a jerk too. So if Leitner would have played in today's game, when he stepped on that guy's chest, he would have been ejected, so he would have never been able to make the shot heard around the world. So, but I hate Christian Leitner because of that. But again, I wasn't too invested, but I hate him. But I always wanted to go get a picture, because Christian Leitner would come about once a year and come practice with those girls. And my stepdaughters at the time got a picture with him. But he never announced when he was going to come. So I wanted to go meet him and get a picture wearing my North Carolina stuff and, giving him what I got to say. But whatever. Now, my number one we've already talked about is J.J. Redick. He was one of those players that I don't deny that he was good and at all, because he was a great player. He was a player that when he shot the ball, you held your breath because you didn't know if it was going in or not. And he broke many records at Duke, and he was a great player. So I didn't hate him because he was that type of player. I just hate him because he was that good, and it was hard to beat him. But UNC swept them during that time at Duke. So that's my top five. Now, honorable mention would be Mr. Greg Paulus. He got the famous Danny Green dunk, and he got famous for that. And shortly after that, I think he left and transferred to Illinois, where he became the quarterback for their football team. And that's the last you've heard of Greg Paulus, pretty much. So my top five most hated Duke players: number 5, Bobby Hurley; number 4, Wojo; number 3, Grayson Allen; number 2, Christian Leitner; and number 1, we know it, J.J. Redick. So everyone have a great night, and if you have any different opinions, comment below. Also, please like and subscribe. All right? Yeah. If you're one of my subscribers and you have a different most top 5 hated Duke in any order, please comment below, and we'll have a conversation. But I think these are probably everybody's top 5 in my opinion. But everybody have a great night.